But Dragon Slayer isn't quite over yet. There is a special announcement forthcoming, as you can see in the chat description. I don't think anyone's actually here to hear it, but I will probably put this on a highlight into YouTube later on, but I'm just going to set this to away for the moment while I set this up. Okay, here we go. Hopefully this will work okay. If you have been watching for a while, I have been doing speedruns of Dragon Slayer 6, The Legend of Heroes, and its sequel, The Legend of Heroes 2. And you would recognize this title screen, but something is a little bit different about it. This is Dragon Slayer 6 for the PC-98 in English, which is a project I have been working on for a little while now. And I think I am far enough along that I can officially announce that it is a thing I am trying to finish up one of these days. As of right now, I'm about halfway through the game. There are 6 chapters. I believe I have all of the text from chapters 1 through 3 translated. As well as far as I know, most of the battle system. And I don't think there are any major technical hurdles left, so I believe all I really need to do right now is grind through the rest of the game text. And there is a lot of text in this game. So it's going to take a while. It has taken a while already. It'll probably take even longer before this is actually finished and ready for a full release, but I am going to say that I am officially working on it. I do plan to release it. At some point in the fairly near future, probably, I will try to get the files for this onto GitHub so it can be a community effort if anyone wishes to review the translations and give feedback on it before an official release, or wishes to at least preview the progress of it. I just need to clean up the rather ugly scripts I've been using to deal with thus far. But I'll try to get that up at some point, ideally before I post this on YouTube or anything. If you are watching this on YouTube later on after this live stream, hopefully a link to the GitHub project for this will be in the description below. Now there is a long unskippable intro with basically no text here, including the title screen, so I'm just going to fast forward through that. Awkwardly. There was the title screen, I hope you saw it. The title screen is fully English already, so there's nothing for me to do there. And I need to swap this disk over to not the scenario disk, the program disk. And I am almost done for the night, but I'll just briefly show off some of the early parts of the game here. As with every JRPG, we begin by waking up in bed. Interesting, you just match escape to get through that text quickly. Good to know. That pointer's gonna bug me and everybody else. Let me get it out of the way. Menu is fully translated. Let me see. I don't have too many spells, but I've given all the spells meaningful names. I have a little bit of starting equipment. Yeah, I'll put it on manual level up, why not? No matter how long we remain in our seat, the plot never progresses, so we are required to go wandering around. I am sure Akdam is a fine fellow with a name like that. I forget how to do this when it's not a speedrun. But we are forced to leave town, and that sends us into a cutscene. But you can see the amount of text there is just in this one opening sequence. I won't go do battles just yet, we'll see plenty later on. Spoiler alert, we never do take up his magical studies. Which is why in the speedrun, Prince Celius does not use magic. Just to quickly show it off, if the overworld monsters will allow me. Here is the battle system. As far as I know, basically translated. But there is some special text you get here if you try to go back into your peasant village that has been burned to the ground. An example of some of the interesting special case text this game does actually bother to include. Like I said, this game has a lot of text. Hence why it is taking so long to get anywhere with translating it. Now, a reasonable person might be asking, why bother translating this version of the game, the PC-98 version of the game, if I didn't make it clear? Since there is already an official English release of this game for the TurboGrafx-16 CD. One, the TurboGrafx-16 release of this game took some of the typical 90s liberties with translation. I haven't looked at it in too much detail because I am trying not to let it influence the decisions I make in my own translation, but from what I have seen of it, it's not too bad. The main thing being that they gave all the characters in all the towns alternate Englishese names. For no clear reason to me, but... For another thing, there is actually a little bit of censorship in the English release of this game. Again, I don't know everything, but there is a subplot involving slavery later in the game that I believe was completely cut from the... or completely rearranged in the TurboGrafx-16 release. Which also even happens to influence the speedrun because they replaced the slave market with people selling late-game items that drastically changes your combat strategy going through Chapter 4 of the game in the speedrun. But it turns out that Akdam was a bad guy all along. What a surprise. I forget if we actually have to stand still to make this cutscene trigger. And there's our second playable character, Runen. was arbitrarily renamed to Ethan in the TurboGrafx 16 version, I think. And the main protagonist was renamed to Prince Logan, I believe. So, go figure. I wouldn't know anything about that. Excuse me. I'll point out something about the soldiers there in a moment if they ever get out of the way, but I do want to talk to this guy in here first. There's a cute scene here where this guy is concerned that because the soldiers hear him talking about how happy he is that there is a new king and wishes it could happen more often, he thinks they're going to get him for that seditious statement and gives you a gift to stay quiet. In the original game, it's an antidote herb, which is pointless. In, I think, the console versions of the game, the Genesis version at least, that changes into a weapon upgrade or something. Anyway, let me see. Where is a guard I can talk to safely? They're all down here, aren't they? Well, this will be interesting. If you talk to these guards with Runan as your leader, they just say that they're looking for a suspicious-looking kid who looks vaguely familiar. If, however, you change your leader to Prince Celios and talk to the same guards, they say, "Hey, it's you!" and you get thrown into a battle. Unsurprisingly, you can't win this battle. I wonder where it sends you if you go back to previous town from here. That annoying spacing there happened in the original game too, so I'm not going to worry too much about it, but it looks a little bit worse with half-width shorter names. Have we still alerted the guards? Nope, we're fine. I should probably heal or something, though. Celios has no MP. He can't heal. It is so weird being able to use the same spell multiple times after spending so much time learning the run of Legend of Heroes 2. Anyway, it's late. I'm not going to go too much further here, but... In fact, that is as far as I am going to go. There is a bug here for some reason where this particular some combat on the world map here going to the next town seems to freeze the game for some reason. I'm not sure why, and I need to look into it, but that does mean that is as far as we'll be going tonight. But hopefully sometime in the next year or so, next 2 years or so, I should have the rest of this game translated, I should have bugs like this fixed, and there should be an English release of Dragon Slayer 6, The Legend of Heroes, for the PC-98. And hopefully, thereafter, the other reason why I want to translate this version is so that I can then move on and translate The Legend of Heroes 2 for the PC-98, which, to my knowledge, has never been translated into English. And I just wanted to make sure that I have a good baseline for understanding the plot of that game when I get to it, and that these can be released as a pair that have consistent names and consistent writing style throughout. Anyway, that is all I will be doing for tonight. Should anyone be out there watching, and anyone who later watches this on YouTube or whatever, thank you for watching, and may you have a beautiful evening. And thank you for the follow. Good night.